Upon opening the front door, there was my sad-looking mother. Half a year ago, they started rebuilding our family home, and today was the moving day. Why was my mother, who was supposed to be heading to her new home, at mine and my husband's place? Mom, what happened? Why are you here? Well, you see, what my mother told me was a truth that was difficult to accept. My name is Kate. I'm 28 years old. I've been married to Jason for almost 2 years, and we live together in an apartment. My family consists of my mother and older brother. My father passed away due to illness 6 years ago, and my mother has been living alone in our family home. My brother, Sam, got married 3 years ago and lives happily with his wife, Monica. That day was my father's Memorial Day, so my husband and I, along with my brother and his wife, gathered at our family home. During this gathering, my brother suddenly suggested something. Mom, why don't you live with us? Eh? Caught off guard by my brother's unexpected words, my mother seemed a bit shaken. Live together? Sam, you're living with Monica, aren't you? Well, you've been living alone in this house since Dad passed away, right? The family home is getting old, too. Well, that's true, but... Seeing my mother's awkward response, I asked my brother, Brother, are you serious? When you got married, didn't you want to spend your newlywed life alone with Monica? So you started living in your current apartment. And their rooms? Well, that's true. But we've been married for a few years now, and I thought it might be nice to rebuild our family home and live together. Rebuild the family home and live together? Yeah, this house is getting pretty worn out, right? So we'll rebuild it, and then we can all live together with Mom. I see. Rebuilding the family home. I hadn't thought of that either. I initially thought he was suddenly saying something outrageous, but maybe he had thought it through. My brother turned back to my mother and said, Mom, we don't know what the future holds. I want to repay you for raising us. So, won't you live with us? What? Not able to make up her mind, my mother hesitated. Seeing her like that, my brother kindly reassured her. Don't worry, Mom. Monica agrees with us living together, too. Monica does? Yes, so relax, and let's live together. Well, if you insist, maybe I should. My sister-in-law also said, Please, happily agreeing to live with my mother. I thought my mom would be at ease, living with my brother and his wife. I was grateful to my brother for considering my mother's well-being. With my mother's help in funding the reconstruction, the decision was made for her to live with my brother and his wife. And so it was settled that our family home would be rebuilt. The new house is finally complete, my brother reported. Today is the day my mother moves in with my brother and his wife. While preparing breakfast, I received a call from my mother. Oh, Kate? Sorry for calling so early. That's fine. What's up? In response to my question, my mother chuckled. What's up? Today's moving day. I'm so excited. I see. So that's what it is, Mom. You are really looking forward to this, huh? Of course. Just living with my own child is enough to make me happy. But it's also a new house. Can I really be this happy? It's like a dream, my mother said with a happy voice. After chatting for a while, my mother headed to her new home. It must have been around noon. While working from home, the intercom rang. Hello? Huh? Mom? I opened the door to find my mother looking sad. Today is moving day. My mother should have already gone to her new home. So why is she here? Although puzzled, I asked my mother, Mom, what's wrong? My mother hung her head and said nothing. Feeling that something was off, I pressed my mother a bit harder. Mom, today's moving day, right? Why are you here? Well, I was told to get out. Huh? Get out? My brother should be at work since the morning, right? It wasn't Sam. It was Monica. What? My sister-in-law told my mom to get out? Is this some kind of joke? My sister-in-law, who had happily accepted the idea of living with my mother. Why? Wait a minute. This is a joke, right? My sister-in-law said yes, please, to living with Mom, didn't she? I thought she accepted it too, but when I arrived at the new house, she suddenly said, I can't live with you, please leave. What is that? When I heard the details, the story was unbelievable. After handing over her belongings to the moving company, my mother went to the new house where my brother's wife was already there. And as soon as she saw my mother, she blurted it out. I can't live with you. Get out. Why would you say such a thing? When my mother asked, my brother's wife frowned and retorted, if there's an old person in our brand new house, it'll bring down the mood. If my husband's mother is around, we won't be able to have a proper married life. I couldn't believe on the day she moved in, after rebuilding our family home with the condition of living with our mother, she would be kicked out. I was utterly furious at my sister-in-law's words and actions. My mother was completely disheartened and slumped on the sofa. Unable to bear the sight, I called my brother. Hello, big brother. Ah, Kate, what's up? This isn't just what's up. What on earth is your wife thinking? Startled by my anger, my brother responded. What? What happened all of a sudden? It seemed he hadn't heard anything from his wife. Big brother, listen carefully. Mom is at my place now. Huh? Mom is? Today is moving day, right? Why is she at your house? It's because of your wife. Monica? What did Monica do? That's what I'm saying. She kicked Mom out. What? You've got to be kidding. I explained the situation to my panicked brother, recounting what I'd heard from our mother. After hearing the story, my brother let out a deep sigh. Geez, why would Monica do that? I want to know too. Mom was really looking forward to living with you guys, you know? But now this? Anyway, when I get home, I'll talk to Monica. Can you take care of Mom until then? Take care? I'm going to let Mom stay with us. She said she doesn't want to see Monica anymore. I couldn't help but get emotional and ended up scolding my brother. My brother muttered apologetically. I see. Yeah. The call with my brother ended on an awkward note. I briefly explained the situation to my husband via email and told him the details when he got home. The next day, my brother called again. Kate? Big brother? Did you properly talk to Monica? As soon as I confronted him, my brother replied, Yeah, well, I did. He then began to share the details of their conversation from last night. Monica insists that Mom left on her own. Huh? Are you joking? Are you saying Mom's lying? No, it's not that. I don't think Mom would lie either. Although annoyed by my brother's roundabout explanation, I replied, So, I told Monica straight up, Mom isn't the kind of person to lie. And then she finally told the truth. The truth. It would be a bother to have Mom around now that we finally get to live in a new house. Eventually we'll have kids, so let's just live here with the two of us. Ha! I knew it! I'm sorry, Kate. Just like you said, she kicked Mom out. I'm really sorry. I didn't know what to say to my brother, who muttered tearfully. It was wrong to blame my brother, but I couldn't suppress my anger. What are you going to do now? You're not planning to live happily with her, just the two of you. About that, I have an idea. An idea? And then my brother revealed a certain plan to me. It seemed my brother cared for our mother more than I had realized. His plan was something I could never have come up with. If the plan worked, not only would it be revenge on my sister-in-law, but our mother would be able to live happily as well. That's why I need a little more time. I'm sure Monica will contact you in a few days. I readily agreed to my brother's request. Understood. I'll let Mom know. The rest is up to you, big bro. Right? Yeah. Leave it to me. I informed my mother and husband of my brother's plan and began preparing for it. Surprisingly early, I received a phone call from my sister-in-law on my smartphone. Hello? Hello, Kate? My sister-in-law sounded frantic over the phone, panting heavily. Sis, what's the matter? I asked her deliberately, and an irritated voice came back. Please, just put your mother on the phone. That's impossible. Mom doesn't seem to want to talk to you, Monica. Don't say that. It's not because of that right now. What do you mean? Anyway, I want your mother to come back. Tell her. Let's live together again. Knowing everything, I purposefully asked her, why this sudden change of heart? You were the one who drove Mom out, weren't you, Monica? Yes, but circumstances have changed. I'm in trouble if your mother doesn't come back. So, why is that? That has nothing to do with you, Kate. My sister-in-law continued to yell without answering any of my questions, so I fought back. Sis, it must be hard, being pressured to divorce by my brother? My sister-in-law asked with a trembling voice. How did you know? Well, we're siblings, so I heard it beforehand from my brother. He's considering divorcing you under certain conditions. So, Kate, you and Sam are trying to set me up too? Set up? We just want you to reflect on your actions. No, I don't want to. I married Sam to become a stay-at-home wife. That's right. My brother's plan was to prevent his wife from living a carefree life any longer. My sister-in-law had always admired being a stay-at-home wife, and when she married my brother, I want to be a stay-at-home wife. My brother, who had a high income and loved his wife, accepted her opinion and let her be a stay-at-home wife. However, as a result, she turned into a worthless wife who did nothing but laze around at home. Her housework and cooking were half-hearted, and my brother was having a hard time with her. In addition to this incident of driving my mother out, my brother's anger finally exploded. He ordered his wife to work as well, using the loan repayment during the rebuilding as a reason. If you don't earn money, we'll divorce, he said. Why do I have to work? She screamed shrilly over the phone. Give me a break. I finally became a stay-at-home wife after getting married. I will never give up my current position. I provocatively responded to my emotional sister-in-law. Originally, my mother was going to help with the rebuilding funds. Since you drove her out, you have no choice but to pay, right? Don't be ridiculous. Why do I have to work? Just send your mother back here. Everything will be settled if she comes back. That's impossible. My mother refuses. What did you say? Enough already. I scolded my sister-in-law. When you get down to it, isn't it your fault for kicking my mother out? At first you agreed to live together, but once my mother moved in, you said, my mother-in-law was in the way. Don't mess with me. The world doesn't revolve around you. If you won't accept my mother, you'd better work yourself to death to avoid getting divorced from my brother. My mother must have heard me yelling as she snatched the smartphone from my hand. Monica, it's me. Oh, mother-in-law, what are you doing? Please, come back quickly. Sorry, but I won't be returning there. I won't help with the rebuilding, and I'll never get involved with you again. So please don't come near me again. What? Mother-in-law? Without listening to my sister-in-law's excuses, my mother hung up the phone. Ah, that felt great for the first time in a while. That's the end of dealing with that daughter-in-law. My mother must have learned of my sister-in-law's true colors after being kicked out. She issued a de facto disownment. On the other hand, my brother keeps repeating, "If you don't find a job by the end of this month, we'll divorce." My sister-in-law must be feeling very concerned. At first, she was adamant. I will never work. But when my brother presented the divorce papers, she immediately started looking for a job. However, she has a significant gap in her work history, making it difficult to find a job in her desired field. Please, Kate, lend me some money. I'll really get divorced at this rate. Help me. If mother-in-law comes back, everything will work out. Please. Lately, messages like these have been arriving on my smartphone. Of course, I haven't replied at all. I have no intention of helping her now. In the end, my sister-in-law's job hunt failed completely. Just the other day, the divorce was finalized, and she was apparently kicked out by my brother. Meanwhile, my mother is still living with my husband and me. Because we used to live apart, we occasionally have arguments, but being close to my real mother is still a happy thing. Kate, I want to eat barbecue today. What, Mom? Won't that be hard on your stomach? My stomach is still going strong. Jason will be home early today, right? Let's drink a beer together. All right, but don't overdo it. I know. In fact, my mother seems to be brighter than before. My husband also takes good care of my mother, so our home is always full of smiles. On a personal note, I have just found out that I am pregnant. I think I will tell my mother about it tonight at the patio party. I am sure she will be delighted. From now on, I would like to spend happy days with my husband, my mother, and my unborn child.